Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this live today. I'm going to teach very simply how to design a business that you love. How to design a business that you love. This is going to be for you, even if you have a business currently and you're looking to restructure your models, it's going to be for you. And it's also going to be for you if you're thinking of starting a business as a coach or consultant, a trainer, licensing, or leveraging your intellect in some way, and you're trying to figure out what should you consider? What are some of the best practices to put into play so you can design a business that you absolutely love? I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant, and I started my company over 20 years ago. And I made a decision to go to work as myself. And I wanted to figure out how to take my background as a mom and also my systems as a corporate trainer and how to merge those two things, packaging my knowledge and building a coaching consulting business from what I knew. And I always share my story with you. For those of you who are just meeting me, it's nice to virtually meet you because I know that you likely asking yourself the exact same question. You know that you're smart and you're sharp. You know that you create value in the world, whether it's something that you're using like a soft skill, something like motherhood, or maybe it's a hard skill, something you were professionally trained for, and you've been trying to figure out how can I leverage me and design a business that I love doing what I love to do and that I'm really great at. So that's what we're going to have a conversation about today. I'm so excited to be here. I can tell you as a result of building this business that it's been life changing for me. I have had the opportunity to design a business on my own terms. And today I'm on a mission and to support other women around the country, around the world, and show you that you can take what you know, put it into structures that can literally allow you to work on your own terms. I've coached thousands of women literally and showed them how to package their knowledge into high ticket structures, online and offline. And many of my clients are coaches or consultants or trainers or license their content. Many of them are high valued speakers when they came to me, but they didn't have any product or way to monetize what they were doing. And I was able to show them consistent ways to generate revenue over and over again with the right model. So if that's something that you're interested in, then you can write, "That's me, Mia," or, I just want you to know that this is an interactive live today. And my only goal is to support you in knowing that this is absolutely possible. Okay. I can tell you that the models do matter. And when I started running my business, I've always, for the last 20 years, worked from my home and or anywhere that I choose around the world. I wanted to build a business that gave me greater profitability and greater freedom. And I know that that is something that most businesses don't have. And I'll explain this to you for a minute. When my husband and I got married 27 years ago, shortly thereafter, we started investing in real estate. And from that point, we ended up buying a commercial laundry. And it was a great business. And we had that business for almost 20 years. But that business was not built to give you greater freedom. Okay. That business, the requirements of that type of business, it required a lot of time. It required employees. It was just a very, the model for that business is completely different than what I do in my coaching consulting business, which has allowed me to build a business based on leverage. And most people don't know anything about it. Most women of color have never been taught the secrets of how to take your intellect and how to package it at the highest level. And so I'm committed to support you and show you sometimes what you don't know to help fill in the gaps. And my only goal is that if you're ready and you're in that place where you're investment minded and you want a mentor with a proven track record, that you'll reach out. All right. So that's why I come on. That's why I do these lives. As a result of running this business, it's changed my life. And my husband developed kidney disease about 15 years ago and went on to dialysis. And if you know anything about that, dialysis is a very scary process. Okay. And it changed the dynamics of my family. I have 3 kids. And at the time, they were all under 10 years old. And is that right? Let me see. Pretty much all under, yeah, pretty much like 12, something like that. And I was so grateful that I had built the business when 20 years ago, right? Before I needed it, that I had a 5-year jump start on building an amazing business, because when I needed to stand in the gap for my family, I could. And the only way I could be supportive of my husband is I needed time. Okay. I needed time. And a lot of times we never factor that time is a tremendous asset. And most of us, if we're working in our 9 to 5 or your 9 to 9, depending on what you're doing, you don't control your time, meaning you have to ask permission for the things that matter the most to you. And I didn't have to do that. And I was so grateful that I could stand in the gap. I was so grateful that my husband could heal the way he needed to, right? Because of the model that I created. So I'm on a mission to support more women and understanding that the models do matter. All right. And this idea of you showing up for yourself or putting yourself on hold until the kids graduate or whatever it is just an excuse. And I'm not here for that. I'm here for those of you who are ready to make a change and you're ready to do it right now. All right. Because the only way you change your life, you have to be giant for yourself. You got to be brave for yourself. So today's live is how to design a business that you love. And the reason you're here is because obviously you're watching this because you want to know what are the elements of designing a business that you love. And I don't have any notes today. I'm just going to speak directly from my heart. And I think it's really important when we create success to share what that success looks like because unless you know what it is, right, that somebody's doing, how do you know that that's the thing that you're missing? Is that making sense? Okay. Like, so unless I share, like, how is it that I've worked from home for 20 years, always before COVID, I was working from home. How is it that I've been able to run a business where my clients have always come to me? How do you do that without running all over the place? I built my business as a business coach without being a speaker. And I wasn't on the road. I didn't have to travel to get clients. So my clients have always come to me. And I've got unique systems that I teach my clients how to do exactly the same. So how do you build a business that you absolutely love? If you want to know, I want you to write, I want to know. And even if you're watching the replay, because a lot of you watch the replay on many of these platforms, I want you to write, I want to know. How do I build a business that I absolutely love? Now, I'm going to tell you why, to me, this is one of the most powerful questions that you could possibly ask yourself. Because right now, the reason that likely you want to start a business, Noma, is because there's something that you want to do that's different, right? Like there's something about the way you're working currently that you want to change. So it could be that you want to change your freedom, right? The amount of time that you're spending working. It might be that you are you have a cap on your income in terms of how you're working and you want to change that. It could be that you're trading time for dollars in order for you to generate income, like, roles like therapist or an attorney or something like that. And you're like, I want to design a business that I love, something around my life, something that really fulfills me. And I think that's a really important question. It is the guiding question that I answered for myself years ago. The one thing that I didn't want to do, and I'm sure you feel the same, I didn't want to create a business that was just like the way I had been working for years. So I wanted to build a business that had a model that I absolutely loved. And I wanted to work from my home and I wanted to build a life in my home that I wanted to come home to. What do I mean? A lot of us, the way we work is so not in alignment with our life that we literally take vacations to escape our life. And I wanted to build my work so that I worked from the comfort of my home, that wherever I was working, that I was building a life I wanted to come home to, not a life that I was trying to escape. And I hope that this really helps you really think about this, right? Think about how you relate to travel or when you have to stop working. And it means that you have to leave your life, right? It means that you have to leave your home in order for you to have the most sense of gratification. But that's not in alignment because we spend the majority of our time at home. So I decided I wanted to build a business that would allow me to have a life that I absolutely loved. So the first element was for me to think about how I wanted to live, how I wanted to work. And I really thought about it. I thought, I want to be able to show up for the things that mattered the most to me, which would be my family. My kids were very young when I got started. Now my oldest is 25. When I got started in my business, my oldest was like 3 or 4 or something like that. And I wanted to build a business so that I could be absolutely available to them. My question to you is, and you can write it here, why do you want to build a business that you love? What is it that you want to do, right? Why do you want to build that business? Is it so that you can be available to your family? Is it so that you can be available for your parents? Is it so that you can have time to do something that you've always wanted to do? I mean, there's so many great, amazing people that found out during COVID, for example, that man, the power of being able to work from home means that I don't have to spend my weekends doing laundry. I don't have to spend my weekends dating my spouse. I don't have to spend my weekends trying to cram in family time, because if you're working from the comfort of your home doing what you love, you can literally build a business around the life that you desire. Does that make sense? All right. So that's the first thing I want you to really think about, is how could you build a business that would allow you to show up for the things that really matter the most to you? And then you design the model to fit that. So every single thing that I decided to do in my business was based on that litmus test of what really mattered to me. So I knew that I was going to structure a business that would allow me, one, to work from the comfort of my home. I knew that that business was going to be one that wouldn't require me to run off when during the most important times when my kids were younger, like when they were going to school. I knew I wanted a business that it gave me the flexibility to show for what I wanted to do. And I knew that I wanted to design a business that there was no cap on my income. And depending on where you work right now, likely there's a cap on your income. If you are seeing clients, for example, realistically, how many people can you talk to for 45 minutes to 1 hour each and every week, right? And how many people, yeah, I love that. How many people can you talk to in a week, or that you want to talk to? So a lot of people are making a good, significant income as professionals, but they're trading time for dollars. So let's say if you're making $200 an hour, okay, great. And you work 40 hours a week. Okay, great. So when you look at it, you're like, well, I can make $8,000 a week, but do you really want to talk to 20 more clients the following week? So the only way for you to scale your income is either A, increase your fees, which likely, depending on, however you're getting paid, insurance or whatever it is, you might not even be seeing all that $200. And even more than that, if you work 20 more hours a week, now you have less time for the things that matter the most to you. So it's not always just about working more. Sometimes it's about having a model based on leverage and knowing how to take what you know and put it into high valued structures that will allow you to monetize at the highest level. And what I mean by that, I knew for me that my background's corporate training. I know how to take anybody's knowledge and put it in a structure in many different ways that are high valued, that'll allow you to, coach people maybe from one to many, or maybe work as a consultant, or sell your system and license it to many different entities, corporations, agencies, and organizations. And a lot of times we never think about that, or we think I can do this myself, and we don't know how to do it, right? So we end up wasting time, wasting money, and still spinning our wheels, even though we're really sharp and we're amazing at what we do. It's what we don't know that gets in the way. So the model really matters. Like, if the model is based on your might, okay, then likely you're going to become tired over time, right? You start off in a profession and you love talking to folks every single week, and that's how you're getting paid, right? Billing hours. But then over time, you're like, man, there's not an opportunity really for me to scale. We're talking about building a business, designing a business that you absolutely love. And the only way that I know to do it is based on what I'm sharing with you today from my heart. And that is, it's structuring a business that you're not trading time for dollars, that you understand that people will pay you for your knowledge and for your experience and your expertise if you understand the elements of how to put it properly in a high value structure. And there are many different ways, and there's just not one way to do it. And I've seen so many people do it wrong. And what I mean by that is really sharp, smart, incredible people taking their knowledge and putting it into low value structures. Some online course, has a cute, fancy name, beautiful branding, great pictures, all of this stuff. And it doesn't create any yield or any profitability because they just don't know what they don't know. If you're designing a business that you love, then there are a couple elements that it needs to include. One, it needs to include the ideal client. And that means that I work with giants, right? I work with women who are highly actionable. They're smart, they're sharp, they're like, they want to be more of who they are. They're already incredibly great. They've already invested tremendous amounts in themselves over the years, but now they're looking for that next level for themselves, and they value accountability and they value investment to get there quicker, faster, sooner. Giants. So you got to think about the clients that you work with, right? And to build a business that you love, you've got to be directly in front of the ideal person. So it's not just about building some low valued course for anyone to sign up in, because it's ultimately the right person that you would love working with, right? So I love working with my clients because they're highly actionable, because they do create results in life. And it's a lot easier for me to help a person like that with designing a structure to hit six figures and beyond. Versus this person is just like, I just need help, right? Me, and it's like, you just tell me what to do. A person that's not investment minded or whatever it is, right? So I hope this is helping you get perspective. So you need to have the right client to design a business that you love, right? You've got to have the right model to just have a business that you love. Meaning, how do you want to work? You want to work from the comfort of your home? Do you want to work 2 days a week? Do you want to work with clients one-to-many? What is the structure, how you want to work, that's going to allow you to live the life that you desire? And, I always talk about this because a lot of times if you don't have a business like this, or if you don't know other people who have a business like that, this is not a conversation that anyone's having with you or that you can have. And I'll give you an example. In my neighborhood, okay, I've been home for 20 years, over 20 years, okay, 22 years as an entrepreneur. So, and and my husband the same, right? So my kids have never seen their mom or dad ever work a job. And it's interesting because all of my neighbors would, they're professional people, but they all had jobs. They all have their careers, and they would always see our cars in the front. Okay. And no one really quite understood how this was possible. How is it that this young couple with this young family, that they don't go to work in a conventional way? And I remember whenever would get together for like neighborhood gatherings early on in my business, people just didn't even know what to do with what I was doing. I was a mom coach, and no one could even understand how I was able to work from my home, how I was able to work anywhere that I chose, how it was that we were able to travel as much as we could, how was it that we were able to put our kids in the kind of independent schools that we chose. We invested over $1 million just in elementary, middle, and high school educating our kids, not college, all right? Like literally. And it was baffling. There was no one to talk to about this radical way. For them, it was radical. For us, it was called our lifestyle. And I love to come on and share this because likely you don't know anyone else that's working for the comfort of your home either. Even today, 20 years later, there are very few people that I know. Now, I'm not talking about like a COVID where you're working kind of, like mixed work now, right? A lot of people working from home. I'm talking to people who are entrepreneurs who are working from the comfort of their home and have been for over a decade, and who have built an amazing business based on freedom. They can work from home or they can work anywhere, that they're not location dependent. And most of us don't know, can't even count more than, think about it. I want you to think about it right now. Can you count, 5 entrepreneurs that, you probably can't even find 2. So that's why I love to come on and share with you, these things, because it gets you to think that it is possible, but you've got to make sure that you've got mentorship with people who really are free and that have stayed free, so that they're your mentors so you can get yourself free. And I know for me, that was always my mantra. I've had many coaches over the years, and if you're not free, you can't teach me. And that's super important. It was super important to me, throughout the years with all of my teachers that I've worked with. So the client matters, right? Knowing you're in front of the right person, you're working with the people that want the kind of results that you can create. you're working with people who are investment minded, that's the best client to ever work with. It's the most joyous client to work with, that you're working when you want to work, meaning you are structuring a business around your life, the things that you value the most instead of fitting your life in, that you have a model that isn't based on your ability to perform, that you have some compounding component to how you work. What do I mean? Meaning, if you have a coaching program, or if you're licensing your knowledge in some way, or if you're working as a consultant, and your ability to generate income isn't just solely based on you showing up, like showing up in order for you to generate income, you're going to find that that's going to be a lot easier for you to design work that you love, right? Because you can still help your clients create tremendous results, but you don't have to every single day, every single hour, be the person that's mentoring them, coaching them, talking to them, teaching them. And the models do matter. And if you've not thought about this, it's time to think about it, okay? Like literally. And I would also be remiss if I didn't say designing a business that you love is making sure that you're building a business that you can scale, a business that is profitable, a business that there is not a cap on your income. And I work with a lot of really incredible entrepreneurs who, when they come to me, they're already great entrepreneurs. However, their business isn't scalable. They're not able to step away from the business and still generate income. They're not able to travel and generate income in their business continuously. Their business is based on their ability to perform. And if you're designing a business that you love, you need to be able to have a business ultimately that you can step away from. And I think that's really important, that the business can run, and the business can run without you. And also that you have an ability to scale the business. And that for those of you who have professional services, it's very difficult to scale your business without you exchanging more time, right? Working 20 more hours or 10 more hours, and you're already tired. So I hope that I've given you some ideas today on how to build a business that you absolutely love. And I think that one of the things that's really important is to think about what you don't know, and then step into another level of learning. And what I see for so many entrepreneurs is that they're trying to teach themselves, or professionals, because you're already smart, right? And you teach a lot of stuff all the time, but it's what you don't know that's getting in the way. And I've witnessed, from working with people directly as my clients, I've coached thousands of sharp, smart women over the years and helped them take what they do and find a streamlined way to package their knowledge and to sell it into high ticket structures on and offline, even if they didn't have a product before, by simply understanding what is very valuable. And if you don't understand that, I invite you to check out, my webinar. It's completely free at miaredrick.com. And I'll just type the link here. Here, and I'll post that. MiaRedrick.com. You'll see my webinar is totally there. And take that first step so you can learn for yourself, how you can make a difference in your life by simply just choosing a brand new model. And it's time, right? It's time for a model. I want to open the floor really quickly for any of your comments, any of your ahas, or any of your takeaways. I wanted to talk today just from my heart about how do you design a business that you love? You got to have the people in that business, you got to have the profit in that business, and you've got to have the models in that business that really matter in order for you to effect the kind of change that you want. And I hope, as a result of hearing what I shared today, that it really has made you think about, what you can do differently, right, for your business. So, Denoma, you're right. You've been an entrepreneur for 20 years. You're looking to focus on a new adventure that I was called to do. Awesome. I'm so excited that you are, that you're looking at starting a new venture. And it's about starting a business and designing it around what you love and putting what you know into the most profitable structures, knowing how to package what you do at the highest level and at the highest level. And all my clients sell things between $2,500 and $150,000 per client. How to price and fully value your gifts, which most entrepreneurs have no idea how to do, and how to position your marketing so you get in front of your ideal clients. the first time, right? So your ideal clients are attracted to you because you're you. And most people have no idea how to create a conveyor belt of leads for people who want what they have, right? The results they can create. And then the fourth piece is knowing how to close and sell. Because you can have all the clients in the world, but if you don't know how to close and you don't know how to sell to your ideal clients, then there's no profit in your business. And it's really important to come up with simple, systematic ways to get in front of your clients. And if you need support with any of that, then you can always check me out at miaredrick.com. The Giant Experience Masterclass is always a great first start. All right. Or you can sign up for a strategy session. So any questions, any comments, any ahas or takeaways as a result of being here tonight? I know that there are. And when you're watching this replay, I want to hear from you. Okay. Totally want to hear from you. Write your comments here on this page as well, so I can find out what you learned as a result of being here today. It's been a pleasure as always. It's my honor to just come here and share with you just out of the box ways to think about building a business and around your life. Are your sessions better to do first? So are you talking about my strategy session, Denoma? So a strategy, I'll break it down for you. So my webinar is great, and it's learn how to package, price, position, and pitch your knowledge. Okay. And so it's 45 minutes, 100% free. And it's a great start if you're trying to figure out how to package, price, pitch your knowledge. Okay. Now you're already a business owner and you're looking to change your model. So you already have something that you want to shift. So you may not need the webinar as your first step. So if that were the case and you wanted to book a consultation with us, you can just sign up for a strategy session. For those of you who are saying, like, what is that? A strategy session is where you meet with either me or a member of my team. I do about 5 sessions personally a week, and my team takes the rest. And one of the things that we do is figure out for you how to take what you want to do and how to package it and price it and how to position it, how to find buyers. But what are the gaps that are keeping you from where you want to be? So that's one approach. It could be also you looking at this new idea and looking at what the opportunity is. So it's very exploratory, high value to help you figure out what that next step might look like. And maybe the thing that you see, but the thing that you don't see that would have value in moving you forward with your idea, right? So I have a lot of people that come to me, they want to, let's say, be a coach. They're not really sure how to take what they do and start their coaching business. They'll book a strategy session. We're able to show them, whether it's coaching or consulting, might even be licensing or training, the opportunities that exist for them that they don't see on how to package and leverage their knowledge. Or maybe it's someone that doesn't know what they're doing as it relates to what they're charging or how to scale, and they'll book a strategy session or something like that to understand what am I not seeing, right, that I need to see that will really support me in my next step in my business. So it is for someone that is more investment minded, because strategy sessions are not just opportunities to just speak to someone. It's for someone that is serious, that's ready to figure out for themselves, what is the next step for me to launch and grow my business? And you're in that place where if you're presented with an opportunity to make a change, you're ready to make that change in your business. It's not for someone that's trying to discover or find themselves. Does that make sense? All right. So that's what you'll also see on that Mia Redrick page as well, is a link for a strategy session. You probably are looking at it right now, and you can just book it at miaredrick.com. There's just a list of what we offer, and then also on that page you'll see the Giant Experience Master Training, which are really terrific. I do an online foundations course, which is super. Hundreds of women have come through how to get started packaging their knowledge into high ticket structures. It's done 100% online and virtual, and you get training that you get immediately, and then you also have the opportunity to meet with me in a group setting online for a day and a half, where I'll help you figure out what are you looking at as it relates to packaging your knowledge. So you get coached directly by me in a group setting, intimate group settings, which I totally love. And then there's also the Giant Experience live in Baltimore, which is the next event. You'll see the dates there, and so excited about that. I haven't hosted an event live since COVID. And so I'm really excited to be able to have a Learn to Do event. My events are legendary. They typically sell out within 6 weeks. So Learn to Do event, you learn how to package, price, position, and find buyers all weekend long. I teach you, you implement. I teach you, implement. Teach and implement. There are hot seats. There's laser coaching. It's a mastermind type of environment for someone that's ready to get it done and get things done quickly, right? So it's high level learning. Great group of women, your own ambition level and above. It's all that I attract. So that's it. Any other questions or comments? I think I pretty much covered them all. And thank you, Denoma, for your question. I appreciate it. Any other questions or comments? Did you get value today? Okay. I think you got value, right? That was my only goal, is to support you in understanding, how do you design a business that you flat love? And that's what it's about. And it is absolutely possible. And yes, there's so much talk around building a business based on the hustle and grind, but I teach people how to build a business based on ease and grace. And to me, ease and grace is sustainable. There are moments and seasons in our lives where we do have to hustle, but the reality is that hustling as your model is exhausting. All right. And for those of you who are looking for a new way, okay, to run your business and build a business that's profitable from the comfort of your home or anywhere you choose, then check out miaredrick.com, sign up for the webinar. All right. I love you. Have a great and amazing day. I'll talk to you soon.